Hello and welcome to another Bodgit and Leggit video. Behind us today we have a 2006 Toyota Hilux, the 2.5 litre diesel D4D, and we have a crank no start. Now that's all I know about it, so let's see if we can figure out what's going on. Let's see if it actually will do anything. No engine light on. Come on. Come on. No. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It might not be coming through on camera, but it sounds dry. And what I mean by that is, it just sounds like there's no diesel getting to it. So it sounds like it's just dry. The engine's just turned over, there's dry. It's hard to explain. It does, the engine note is slightly different to a car that's getting diesel. And sometimes you've been getting diesel and not igniting it, and you can get like different colour smoke coming out the back and stuff. This is just doing nothing. So I'm suspecting diesel. The tank is very, very low, and the fuel light is on. So that's an indication there could be a problem as regards fuel. The first thing I'm going to do, because we've got no engine codes or any engine lights, I'm going to check the fuel. Have a quick inspection just to make sure there's nothing obvious, you know, fuel leaking, a split pipe or something like that, and I can't see anything obvious inspection. Doesn't look like it's been serviced in a while either. So I'm going to check fuel. We have like a lift pump, oh, as you can see, we have like a little lift pump on top of the diesel filter, and you can actually press this button and it primes the system essentially when you change the filter and stuff like that. So, oh well, hold on, there you go. There's no pressure there at all. There should be pressure, and there's nothing. I'm going to take off this fuel line and see if there's any fuel actually coming out. Of course, I've got the wrong pliers. Get the old farmer tool out. So just push that back. I want to get a fuel sample as well. Always a good idea, just in case maybe we've got water in the diesel, or is it petrol or something else. But that, to be fair, oh, we're getting pressure now. But we're not getting, seems to be more air than fuel. The pressure's now gone, and now we're getting nothing. I don't know if the camera, let me move my hand, might help. We're getting nothing now. Here we're getting something again, now nothing. That was a pump, that's nothing. Nothing. Right. So there's a good few pumps there and we was getting nothing. Now let that settle and see. But it does feel like we're getting no fuel. So, do we have a blocked filter? Do we have a blocked pipe? Do we have a blocked tank? So there's nothing there now. So I'm just going to pull this to the side, let this settle. I think we're getting something now, but then it goes again. There's no pressure there at all. Let's see if this starts. There's a bit of pressure there. compared to what there was. No. Right, I'm suspecting we have a problem with the tank. The reason I say that is, if the filter was blocked, we should be getting pressure here, but hardly any fuel coming out. We're getting no pressure on this pump. The fuel is low. Does he always let the fuel go low? Is there crap in the tank? Did he get crappy diesel? So what I'm going to do, rather than putting a £1,000 bore scope into the tank to see, because not everyone's going to have bore scopes, I'm just going to do a quick and dirty test. I'm going to take off the feed, which looks absolutely bone dry. So this is the feed coming from the tank, and all I'm going to do is put my airline in and blow back. I'm going to see if it will actually blow back. I'm going to listen, I'm going to open the tank and see if I can hear the air coming back through. Will this kind of blow all the crap away? Can I pump this and then will it start? If it does, we know we've got a blocked tank. If it doesn't, we're looking for something else. This is really quick, easy way. That is just blowing all the way back. That is not allowing me at all. I thought it would at least allow me to. All the air is just coming straight back. We have a serious blockage. I can actually hear the tank. Oh, there we go, look. I'm not doing anything. Look at the state of that diesel. Whoa. That's just the air that I actually managed to get in. I need to get some of that diesel because that is absolutely minging. This is all I've got. I had to empty out my sample I took. I couldn't find another bottle quick enough. I can hear the bubbles in the tank as I was walking to the fuel cap to open it up. But this diesel looks really, really bad. I think we've got the problem here. We've got a blocked tank. Now, if it's a metal tank, there's a chance it could all be rusty and all the rust bits. And if that's the case, we could have problems with injectors. We could have problems with pumps. If it's got past the filter, it can do a hell of a lot of damage. This is why you should always kind of do the simple things first. It's amazing when you're doing electrical problems how many times a fuse is gone and stuff like that. But what you need to do is, rather than just, you know, replace the filter and then think it's going to be all right, you need to find out like why the fuse is gone, why the filter is blocked, or why, you know, you have to kind of find the cause, not just replace something and say, oh, it's fixed. And it did sound like a dry engine. I could have been looking, if this is the problem, which I think it is, I could have been looking for hours and testing things and just getting absolutely nowhere. So always do the simple things first, because otherwise you can be spending days and days at something and get absolutely nowhere. Now that is still coming out. Look at the state of that diesel. It's just black. That is full of God knows what. That's a problem. Well, that is a problem. Whether it's our full problem, I don't know. Let me just blow in this again and see if it actually. It just will not blow through. Now the problem is, we do have a blocked fuel tank. Do we have a problem? Is there a special filter in the tank? Is there a one-way filter in the line somewhere? You know, is there a special filter in the line? Is there a special filter in the tank? This is what could be causing our problems if it's blocked. But as you can see from the state of this diesel, when I show you again, we definitely have a blocked tank. But thinking about it, we could have some sort of one-way valve in there somewhere, and of course what I'm doing now is that's why it won't let the air to come through, and that's what could be causing kind of some problems. but we have some sort of blockage somewhere. So before I actually do take down the tank, what I want to do is I want to get it up on the lift if I can. I don't know how I'm going to start this thing to get it on the lift. Get it on the lift, check if there's any inline filters in the line, check if there's any one-way valves, check if they're not blocked. It could just be a case that is blocked, but if there is an inline filter or one-way valve that is blocked, well, where has it come from? You know, this is what I'm saying. It's obviously come from the tank. So just replacing that part might get this going for a few days, but doesn't necessarily mean it's going to keep going. So if you find something like that blocked, you do really have to take the tank down, because it is looking like the tank. Now, look at that. That's just like mud. So that's our problem. I mean, you can't even see through that. That is, I'm going to let that settle. But yeah, we have a blockage somewhere. I'm going to see now if this will pump. I'm wondering now we did that, will we get something? This is some of the diesel that fell on the battery, and it's just full of grit. I don't know if the camera's going to really show that, but yeah. No, there's no pressure here. Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on. Yeah, we're getting pressure. There we go. Now, we've got pressure, but there's a big but. I don't want to start this. I have a feeling this is going to start now, because we've got pressure here. But I don't want to start this. I don't want to drag all that crap into the actual fuel system of the engine, so into the pump, into the injectors, because if that gets in the pump and the injectors, it can destroy everything. It can block them up. It can cause massive amounts of problem. So I'm not going to start this for that reason. I'm going to have to get it on the lift and see what the story is with the fuel lines and stuff like that. Once I get it on the lift, we'll turn the camera back on and we'll see. Great, a lot of pushing. Now, that's the fuel that came out. That's been sat there for about 40 minutes and you can still see, cannot see through it at all. Finally had this on the lift, and lucky enough, it's a plastic tank, so that means obviously no rust or anything like that. The bolts, I can't see all the bolts, what actually hold it on, so I can't tell if they're rusty, but some of the brackets and hangers are rusty, so there's a good chance the bolts are rusty, which is a bit of a nightmare. And as regards the fuel filters, there's none that I can see on the line. There might be some in the tank, I doubt that, but you never know. But there's none on the line. The only thing on the line is this fuel cooler, which is right there. Now that's going to be blocked as well. This is why I'm saying, you know, if you come across this and you find something is blocked like that, don't just unblock that and assume everything's all right. That gets blocked for a reason. The only way that can be blocked is because of the tank. Now, how is the tank got crap in? Well, there's loads of ways. Bad diesel, you know, there's just loads of things. You know, you can park it too close to trees, and if you've got no fuel cap on, you know, stuff like that. Loads of ways crap can get in to the tank. People can also put shit in the tank if they want to be bell ends. So there's loads of ways. If you've got a metal tank, there's a good chance on an older car that it's all gone rusty and stuff. The only thing I'm worried about is, has any of this crappy fuel got inside the engine? I don't know. That's the only thing I'm worried about, because the injectors could be blocked, the pump could be blocked, it could have destroyed the pump or the injectors. This could have caused a lot of damage to the point where the car might not even be worth fixing. So I'm going to have to ring the customer now and see what he wants me to do. The first thing I'm going to have to do is take off this tank and give the whole fuel system a complete clean. So that's blowing out all these wires, all these pipes even, all the fuel lines, taking off the cooler, cleaning that, obviously replacing, which you can't see up there, the fuel filter and just everything. Put fresh diesel in and see how we go. And hopefully, fingers crossed, there's no damage done to the engine. But this is one of them jobs where you can't really tell 100% if there is. Now, what I suppose I could do, I could get a separate 5 litres of fuel and disconnect the pipes and run it off a little 5 litre tub of diesel. So basically disconnect the tank and use a little jerry can as a tank. I could do that, and that will tell me if there's a problem with the engine, but I'm going to have a word with the customer first to see what it wants me to do. With this also being a farm vehicle, you can see all the crap and crud, and you know that can all get into the system. So, you know, that's a farmer's repair there. Look at that, lovely. It's a special knot, that is. So there. Let's see what the customer wants. Right, what I've done is I've just took off the feed pipe going from the filter to the engine, which is down there. Shoved this pipe on, got a bit of diesel in there. I'm not going to be able to start this for long if it does start, because I haven't got the return on. It's going to go straight into the tank. But it gives us a rough idea if this will start and what it sounds like. I might get a little bit of fuel popping out of here, which I'm not bothered about at the minute. I just really want to see if this engine's going to start and what it's like. Just going to use that fuel up very quickly. Just give this a rev. I'm happy enough with that. Just a quick and dirty test, just to see if the engine was all right. And the engine does sound good, so it doesn't sound like there's clogged injectors or anything like that. So the filter, oh, can you see me? The filter has done its job. But what we're going to have to do now is we're going to have to essentially clean from the filter back. So new filter, clean all the fuel lines, clean the return, clean the feed, clean the fuel cooler, clean the tank, clean absolutely everything. Put fresh diesel in and we should be fine. And we've also got to check to see if there's any problems anywhere, why this stuff's getting in. We'll see when we, well, I say we'll see, I'll have to ring the customer and see what he wants me to do. But we should be able to get an idea from the tank. Is it just natural crap that does build up in a tank after a while, or has he got bad fuel? This now has been sitting here for a couple of hours and you can still see the state of that diesel. So what actually is in that tank, I don't know. What does tend to happen, especially in the country, is a lot of the farmers have their own fuel tanks and they get them topped up every so many months. But the tanks can have a lot of crap in them. And so it's a possibility that this guy's got his own fuel tank at home and it's just full of crap. So I'm going to have a word with him, because if he does, he's going to have to check that out, because otherwise he's just going to have this same problem over and over again. If he doesn't, then we'll have to see if we can find out where it's coming from. I have seen a few times the fuel caps be missing in certain vehicles and a lot of crap. I've even seen fuel caps be missing and they're parked under a tree, and it's amazing how much leaves go in and then they disintegrate over time and they clog up everything. There's loads of reasons why it can get in, but we're going to have to see what he wants me to do with this now. And yeah, because this could be a big job, taking down a tank, cleaning everything, making sure everything's right. So let's see what he wants me to do. But at least we know the engine's good and the injectors are good and the fuel pump, because obviously that is a major thing. Right, that diesel has been sitting for a whole, well, most of the day and all the night. You can see it is still really bad. We've got the job for taking down the tank. A couple of lines, you can't really get these wrongs because they're different size. Couple of straps, one there, the connection is going to be down under here somewhere. Then on this side we have a bolt there, and we have another one there, so we're going to whip that off, and I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what's in this tank, because I have a feeling it's really bad. Right, so we're going to move this kind of protective tray, and then the dog can see the rabbit, and we can see where the straps are and exactly what we have to do. So it should be 4 12mm bolts. And it normally helps when you're undoing it, you actually get it the right way. Well, that's going to break. That's not good. That one is going to break. Oh, so is that one. All right. One will undo. And 2 will undo. So I get the old wire brush out, even though, to be honest, the wire brush isn't going to do anything because there's nothing sticking out. Ew. You just get out the long ratchet and see. Get the old big dog out. Now, I can put a bit more pressure on with this, and just to kind of feel it. Oh no, we're okay. The big dog. You can never have too many ratchets, I tell you. Right, we're okay, we're lucky, got away with that one. It's got a lot more feel with a ratchet. You can kind of see what it's going to do or what it's not going to do. Yeah. Now the dog can see the rabbit. I mean, that shield is doing absolutely nothing. It's a plastic shield. If something bursts that, it's going to burst the tank. So, just stupid, really. Right. Now, we've only really got 2 bolts this side. We've also got the filler, which I can't see yet. So hopefully I can bring this down a bit to actually get to the filler, and then we've got 2 more pipes here, but again they can just be disconnected. That's very simple, I'm not worried about that. It's just we need to support this tank now and get it down. Now I was hoping I'd be able to suck out the diesel, put it into this tank here just to make it easy to get the tank down, even though there's not a lot of diesel in it. But it's that blocked that I can't even suck it out. And I don't know if you can see, just get down here. I managed to get a little bit out. Just move that. You see all them bits in there? That's all that came out. I managed to take off this strap here, which is a 16mm. That bolt was going to break, so I cannot take that off. But what I managed to do was take out the pin this side. Now it's going to be an absolute nightmare getting back on. That's the pin on the far side. We don't have to take out that. Hopefully now I should be able to take this tank down and get it down and see how bad it really is. I have to be careful of this strap. Hopefully it's going to be okay. I might have to completely take that one off too, but we'll see. Oh, the tank doesn't even want to come down. What's stopping that? There we go. Right. Can't quite see what's going on at the top of it. So I just have to take this slowly. And the only thing that can be stopping at this side is the filler. There is other pipes there. I just can't see anything properly. I have a feeling this is going to be a bit of a nightmare. Right, I just can't quite see what's going on at the minute. So there's no point me leaving the camera on because I don't know myself at the minute. There's obviously the filler neck or something up there stopping us. There's no room to get to it, so I don't know if I have to maybe bring it down first and get it from the top. I'm not sure yet. But once I figure it out, turn the camera back on and hopefully get this tank down. Right, so there's our two pipes through the actual wheel arch. Now, I've got one of them off, which was simple enough. It's just one of them clips you push together. But the second one, the Jubilee clip, is really rusty and I cannot see the head of it. You can just see the flap on the top there, but there's no way I can get to it. There is a Jubilee clip on the bottom, so I'm going to try and lift this up again and get it in from there, but it's not looking good. And as we can see, the pipes are really, really rusty. So we might have to start changing them as well, because if they're not got a hole in them, it's not long until they will have. Right, finally got it off. What a nightmare. I had to use this fella in the end to actually cut off the Jubilee clip here. And obviously, be careful. If you've got a petrol car or anything, you can't really cut off the Jubilee clip because you can cause sparks and blow yourself up. As you can see, we have just tons and tons of muck. The only advantage I can see with this is I should be able to grow some lovely potatoes. I have taken off the sender unit, so there's two little wires here. This just, well, actually I don't know how this comes out. It should just twist off. Yeah. We need to get rid of all this muck and see what is underneath here. Right, I am expecting to see a lot of crap in here. One thing we need to do is just take a mental note. That's what I was looking for. There's a little arrow just here. You might not be able to see it, but once you're doing them, you can you will see it. And that corresponds to a mark on the tank, just so it goes down properly. So, hopefully this will come off fairly easy. Or not. It's a bit too big. Now I'm not hitting this hard. It's getting harder. I would be expecting this to be loosening up, but it doesn't seem to be. I'm not hitting it that hard. It's loosening up now. There we go. Now, can I do this without undoing them? Most probably not. Pull out these two. There's one. Let's push these little clips out of the way. You can't go wrong because they're different sizes, so they'll only go in one way. The O-ring. I mean, there's a lot of crap in there, but what I'm wondering is what's actually blocked. Right, there is I was expecting it to be worse, to be honest, but Hopefully you can see all them bits in there, and they're all along down in, you just can't quite get the camera angle. I'm going to drain this out and I'll put it in a bucket and we'll see exactly how bad it is. But the filter, well not the filter, but the actual, hopefully the camera's showing that now. The sender unit is all full up of crap as well, so maybe one of them pipes are blocked as well. But we'll get this cleaned and yeah, get it going again. Right, I had a hole in my bucket, so most of the diesel's gone on the floor, but that doesn't matter. The tank didn't really, it was bad, but it was all right. And there was bits in it, but it didn't really seem that bad and it wasn't making sense. So what I did was, we've got the sender unit on the actual bench, and there's just a couple of pull tabs, and there we go. I don't know, I'll just bring that close to the camera. Hopefully you can see that. That is just caked up. I mean, it's not even really showing it as bad as it is. This might give you a bit better idea. Look at all that. Let me just drain off some of that and you can see what's left. Hopefully you can see that's just pure sludge. Lovely. Let me just tip it out on it. I don't know what that is, but I think it's living. What is that? I don't know. I really don't know, and I don't want to know. That's what was doing it. The tank was bad, but all that sludge. So we're gonna obviously clean out this. Just gonna use some brake cleaner. You can use brake cleaner or petrol, something along them lines. Make sure it's all gone though before you put it back. Do the same with the tank. Get this bolted back. But yeah, that was our problem. I'm sure you find a new life form in there. Right, we have all this clean, as you can see. Just left that in some brake cleaner and let the bits kind of dissolve and blow them all out. So that's done. It's clean in here. And we've also cleaned the tank. So, case of putting everything back together now. Right, let's get all this back. We've got the O-ring on. Let's get this back in the right place. Be careful. We don't do anything. Now it's going to be in and around there. These are spring loaded. So you have to kind of fight against that. But what I have to make sure is the sender unit, wherever that is, what side's that on there? That side is actually down, it's not getting caught on the tank. This does not want to go back at all. What the hell is going on here now? Right, and lucky enough on this one, there's a little cutout on the tank. So this particular unit can only go on one way, and it's there. It's just this. This can be annoying because, well, maybe I didn't show you. That arrow has to line up with one of the, well, with the middle arrow on here, and that's the hard part. So we know that this can only go in one way, but what is hard about it is getting this on correct so it lines up where it's supposed to, and it can take a lot. Now I bet there is kind of a place to start this, and then when you start it in the right place it will be no problem, but I don't know that place, which is annoying. So I'm just going to kind of have to go for it and then hope I'm close, and then if I'm not, start again and do it all again. So there's no point in me filming this. I'm just going to keep screwing this down until I get this tight and that arrow near there. Once I've done that, we'll continue and try and get this back up, which is going to be so much fun. Right, get a bit closer. You can see the arrow on there and the arrow on the tank, so we know we're all lined up. Just got to put the two little clips back in here, push them on, and then get this back into position, which is going to be a nightmare because of them two pipes there. You can just see how rusty they are, how rusty the connections are, but he doesn't want me to do anything with them, so we're just going to leave them, put a new Jubilee clip on that pipe, and yeah, get this back up running, shooting out some smoke and tearing up the miles. Right, now I have the little protective cap back on here and have the wires in so the fuel gauge works. I put the Jubilee clip on the pipe right down there, just resting on it, because obviously when I lift it up I'm not going to have the room, but I can't really show you anything else because I'm just going to have no room. I'm going to have to obviously lift up the tank and put these two straps back on, and then right in up there I'm going to have to put the two pipes back onto the filler. You can just see them there. But I can barely see myself, so I'm not going to be able to get the camera in, but that's what I'm going to do. Then what we need to do, no point me filming this bit, but I'm going to be taking this bit off the cooler, cleaning all that out, also blowing the pipes all the way through. So before I actually connect these pipes up, I'm going to put my air line once I disconnected the fuel filter and just blow that. I might quickly show that because that'll only take a second. Put a brand new fuel filter in, new diesel, and we should be good to go. Right, look down there. There was a little bit of crap in there, but not much. I've cleaned it out, but it really wasn't much. This was the filter that came out of it. Absolutely, oh, let's get over the rag. Absolutely perfect. So what I kind of initially thought was a load of crap's got up through the tank. The tank is blocked, also had blocked all this. But what actually turns out is the tank was completely and utterly blocked and was letting nothing out at all. So it's actually saved everything. That filter, nothing wrong with that filter at all. I've got a new one. I'm going to change it anyway, but I mean, it really is good. It was just this crap that was causing all the problems. So what I'm going to do is I'll just replace the filter, put it all back, put some fresh diesel in, give it a few pumps, and let's see if it starts. And yeah, let's see what happens. Now, we filled it up, and I pumped this about 300 times already, and I'm just starting to feel a bit of pressure coming in it now. So, yeah, that's getting really hard now. I can't even pump it now. This should start quite quickly. Let's see if it starts and runs and no leaks. In that order, or any order, doesn't really matter, as long as they all work. But hey, it's alive. So there you go. I'm going to take this for a test drive now just to make sure it's okay. There's not going to be any horrible problems. I'm also going to put some cleaner, some injection and pump cleaner in it, just in case any little bits have come into it. And yeah, if it stays running, sorted. I'm just going to leave that running because I just want it to heat up and do everything first, but that's it. So yeah, we found what the problem was, we fixed it. It's going. We'll check it now on the test drive. Job done. So look, hope it helped. Thumbs up, subscribe and all that. All the links down below to our Facebook, to our forum. Ask any questions, go to sign up to our forum and ask them there, to our GoFundMe project. But most importantly, don't forget, get your hands dirty. See you for the next one.